We are building the LEGO 18 Plus Ghostbusters Ecto-1 set today, 10274. This set is made up with 2,352 pieces and no minifigures. The set is broken down into 12 different building stages, and we will build the first 6 stages first, which is the base structure and the internal details of the Ecto-1. I'll be showing the building process in stop motion mode, and after that we can have a look at the details together. If you like my videos, please don't forget to click the like button below and subscribe to my channel. This is really going to help my video rankings and help my channel grow. Thank you so much for staying with me so far. Let's build! Halfway through the build of our LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1 set. It's been really fun so far. It's going to be pretty big. I think a similar length to the Volkswagen T1 set. We've pretty much finished the base, the doors and the internal details of the Ecto-1. Let's now have a look at the details together. This is the progress we've made so far with our LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1. As you can see, we've completed the base structure, some external details including the doors, and most of the internal details of the Ecto-1. As we haven't quite sealed off the whole vehicle yet, you can see some of the internal structures, very bright yellow and blue bricks used in this section, and you can see a lot of the Technic pieces and connectors used in this build. The doors on both sides are symmetrical and they can all be opened. The rusty patterns you can see on the door are all stickers. We've got a big sheet of transparent stickers. You don't have to use them, but I guess it does make it look a bit closer to the Ecto-1 that's going to be in the Afterlife movie. An amazing printed brick with the Ghostbusters logo on the door that's symmetrical on both sides of the vehicle. We haven't quite finished the front of the vehicle yet. You can see some internal Technic mechanisms here. If I turn the steering wheel, you can see how the gears are interlinked, so that's going to be a bit of a moving feature once we finish the vehicle. On this side of the vehicle, only the front part of the door can be opened. This part of the door is static. We can see some very retro looking red light at the rear of our vehicle. There's an Ecto-1 number plate at the back, which is a sticker. Imagine we will have the same matching number plate at the front once we get to it. These lights are made up with the cylinder and cone pieces connected together. There are a lot of details in the back section of the vehicle. We can see a clock, a meter here. These panels can be adjusted a little bit, and there's a control panel or stereo system here. All these patterns you can see are all wonderful printer bricks. More details on this side, also a bit of a control panel / stereo section. All the patterns you can see here are all printer bricks too. We've got 3 passenger seats here. These 2 don't really move. This one is definitely more loose, and you can see all the technical components on the back of the seat. There's a cable here and a pattern on the back of the seat, which is a printed brick. The way this is structured indicates to me that it will be a moving part once we complete the vehicle. You can already kind of see the play feature on this side of the door. There's a hidden button here. I believe it can be pushed down. Let's try it. There we go. That's pretty cool. So this button triggers the mechanism here with the seat. It ejects the seat from the vehicle and it pops out on the other end. Let's have a look at it from this end. You can see a printer brick with an arrow here where you can push the seat back to its position. We don't have too much more details yet. It's definitely a bit of a work in progress. It looks like we'll be working on some really fun builds in the second half of our build. The next section of the build, we will be finishing off our LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1 set, which involves finishing off the external frames, the roof of our vehicle, and all the details on top of our vehicle. After that, we can have a look at the details together. Let's build! Completed the LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1 set. Look how big this is. It's actually really hard to estimate again how long it took me to build this set because I was filming them in the stop motion mode. But this is pretty much what I've been working on in the past week and a half. It was worth every second though. It's really fun. A really great design, lots of technical builds, zero repetitive elements. Every single part has its own purpose and function. Probably one of the most fun Lego sets I've built. Anyway, let's now have a look at the details together. This is our completed Lego Ghostbusters Ecto-1 set. This is a really fun set to put together, and there are a huge amount of different type of pieces and techniques used in the building process. We've seen most of the internal details in the last section. Now let's have a look at the external details of the completed vehicle. We've got a few sticker elements here, including all the rustic stickers on the body of the vehicle. There are a few warning signs around the vehicle that are also stickers. There's a Stay Puft marshmallow on the front seat. The pattern on it is also a sticker. Given the size of the set, I don't think it's an unreasonable amount of stickers. It's actually quite minimal. If you choose not to use the rustic pattern stickers, there are very few stickers involved. Printed patterns on all four wheels, and we've got a few more printed bricks here, including all the patterns on the siren and the lighting on the top of the vehicle. I think a very nice design at the front of the vehicle with metallic colors. They're actually all roller skate pieces making up the front grids, and a very interesting design headlights here with the rubbish bin pieces used. Actually fits in very well. Round blue lights on the top of the vehicle as well as the back. There are 5 of these round blue lights all together. The front bonnet can be opened. You can see some very technical parts inside the bonnet. It's hard to tell what's what if you're not familiar with car engine parts, but for people that are familiar with this structure, you can probably tell exactly what's presented here. You can also see a Cadillac logo inside the bonnet, which is a sticker piece. There's a huge amount of details on top of the vehicle. We can see the sniffer half dish here, and there's a siren ghost detector. We've got 2 rows of canisters here with the lime green and bright yellow canisters. A few cables and wires externally, including these metallic ones and these blue tubes. The ladder here allows easy access to the top of the roof. The position of the ladder has been switched around comparing to the old version. This will be a closer representation of what the Ecto-1 actually looks like in the new Afterlife movie. Very interestingly structured ladders. They're actually made up with 4x6 window pieces. The back boot can be opened. I think a very beautiful angle they've achieved here. There's a little bonus build buggy inside the boot. Other than the standard moving parts with a vehicle like the windows, doors, bonnets, back boots, wheels, etc. There are a few extra moving parts with this particular build. If we roll the car back and forth, you can see the half dish and the sniffer on the top actually moves with this rotation. So the sniffer comes back and forth like this, and the half dish actually rotates 360 degrees. So there are a lot of technical design linking the wheel movement and the top mechanisms together. Very impressive. You can see a clear knob on the top here. If we twist this knob, it actually moves our front wheels. So that's also linked together. The front wheel also moves by turning the steering wheel. So that's also linked together. It's the first time I see the steering wheel actually functioning in a car build. So very impressed with that also. There's one more hidden play feature at the back here. So you can see a handle here which can be pulled out. If we pull this bit out, ta-da! The buggy actually rolls out. So what this does, it drops the base of the boot, which allows the buggy to just roll out. If we push it back, the base of the boot will reverse to its original position, and our buggy can sit inside again. One more thing worth mentioning is this windscreen piece here. I believe this is actually a new mold, a new piece used in this set. A very smooth, large, curved windscreen piece. I'm sure it'll become very useful in a lot of the vehicle builds in the future. It's a really big build. I think it might be the biggest vehicle I've built. I thought it's about the same length as the T1 set, but as you can see, it's actually much longer. It's almost 50% longer than the Volkswagen T1. so it will definitely take up some space on your shelf. Have a think about where you're going to display it before purchasing it. This is a highly recommended set. I actually think it's quite reasonably priced. Very nice looking, no doubt, and very fun build, giving you a combination of Lego creator, expert, and Lego technique building process to achieve the smooth look and all the play features.